our lesson objective today is recalling our area rules. I'm not going to give you any new rules in this video. It's all things you have done in lower levels, so it's just a refresher. So let's all remind ourselves, area is the amount of space taken up by a 2D object or shape inside of its boundary. So inside of its lines or whatever it's used. So you might see shaded shapes, you might just see simple 2D shapes that we can recognize. And we're going to get to more complicated shapes as well. All right, let's start with our nice simple shapes to start with. Let's go with a square. We know what a square looks like. A square has 4 sides. They are all equal, which is why I have these dashes there to indicate that every side is exactly the same length. This time we are calculating area, so A for area, and our area is going to equal side squared. So if this is the length of a side, we are multiplying it by itself, which is what the squared indicates, or side times side. Nice and easy one. Okay, our rectangles, also shapes we are very familiar with. Our rectangle is a shape that has parallel sides. It has sides that are opposite one another, are the same length, but we have 2 different lengths. It is different to a square in that it has 2 different pairs of sides that are the same length there. When we are talking about area this time, we are going to use the terms length and width, so L and W, that is how I write them. So our area is our length multiplied by our width. It is that simple. So if this one was 5 and this one was 4, then we would say 5 times 4. Okay, let's go. Triangles are our next shape. Now triangles come in all shapes and sizes, but what I want you to remember is regardless of what the triangle looks like, the important thing we need to worry about is this here. So if we have our 3-sided shape, it is our perpendicular height, or the height that is at a right angle to the ground. So if I gave you a triangle that looked like that, that's not very helpful to find this height. We need to find the height from the base of the triangle. So in this case it would probably be about that, because that is a right angle. So you're going to see lots and lots of different types of triangles, and I want you to always remember it is from the base of the triangle. So the area of our triangle will equal base, or this line here, or in this case this line here, multiplied by the height, or the perpendicular height. All of that is divided by 2. So if you want to put that part in brackets, you are welcome to do that. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit trickier. Okay, parallelogram. I hope I spelled that right. And our parallelograms are 4-sided shapes that have 2 pairs of parallel sides, just like our rectangle. However, the difference is that we don't have right angles on our corners. If you see up here with our rectangle, all of these corners are at a right angle, and that is how they differ from these parallelograms. These corners are not at right angles. This one's very similar to our rectangle, but also you need to take into consideration the height from the base. So it's a little bit like the triangle. We have height from base, so our perpendicular height, which means it is at a right angle from the base. And we also then again have to think of the base. So you've got to think about which way your shape is orientated or twisted. The area of our parallelogram is simply base times the height. Sometimes it might be tricky to try and figure out this height, and you need to think about which way the base is as well. Alright, our final rule for this video. We are going to be looking at trapeziums. You'll also see the word trapezoid, zoid. Sorry, my spelling's not great today. And they basically mean the same shape. And we're looking at a shape again, 4 sides, but it's only got one pair of parallel sides, and they are different sizes. And then we have these two which join up our parallel lines. So the angles are a bit trickier and the sides are a bit tricky. So once again, we have to think about the perpendicular height, or the height at a right angle from the base. And this time we're going to label this side A and this side B. So the top, usually the short side, and the bottom base, usually the B, which is why I use the B as well. Now our area is equal to A plus B, so this length plus this length. All of that is multiplied by the height and then divided by 2. Remembering this all has to happen first, and then the divided by 2.